All right, so a couple of you guys been asking for more stories about that awful place called prison. Well, just a little background. So I got three peeps that all did over 10 years in prison, and they're telling me their stories. They got so many stories locked and loaded, but they want me to tell their stories. A lot of them are still kind of active and got a lot of people still unfortunately locked up. So to avoid incriminating or anything, uh, they're telling me the stories, and I'm trying to memorize them and record them, and I'm gonna tell the stories on their behalf. But out of the three, two of them are more like bystanders or observers, and one of them was the boogeyman. So as far as the boogeyman goes, I'm trying to figure out a way to tell his stories without violating YouTube policy and incriminating, but it's still my boy, you know. And so in the meantime, for the few of you that were asking for some more stories, I have something to hold you off. This is going to take me a little bit of time to get all these stories memorized and figure out a way to not incriminate or, um, all of the above. But so this took place when I was 17, right? I got to figure out a proper way to tell the story. So, one of my cousins, he's not really a blood cousin, but when you're so tight, families know each other, you claim as cousins, right? He was 17, I was 18. Without self incriminating, he asked me to roll to New York with him. During this time, we are in Ohio. Okay, so I go to New York with him. He has to go pick something up or go do something, right? So he took me to the hood, New York. Scariest shit I've experienced. That is the one time I will admit that I was scared to sit in the car. I'm not going to go into what happened while I was in the car waiting for this dude, but maybe another story. But what we went for wasn't accomplished. And while we were in New Jersey, we got pulled over. He was 18, I was 17. Come to find out, he stole the car. And we both got snatched up, but being that I'm such a good guy, I got let go and I had to get somebody to come pick me up. But needless to say, since he was an adult, he didn't get let go. And the rules, the laws in New York are insane. They are insane. Like, you better not do nothing over there. And I'm sure there's people over in New York that can 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 co-sign that basically. Um, so I get back home, and when you're young, you're a teenager, all you care about is chasing chicks and all that stuff. So that's my bad for not checking up on my boy. But I was told that he went back to the West Coast, so that was that. We just lost contact. Um, well, this was when I was 17. He was 18. Now we're all in our 40s. I know I don't look like I'm in my 40s, but uh, I get a call from my mom saying that, and I'm not gonna say his name, but that let's just call him Jason. That Jason reached out and was trying to find me. I forgot all about him. And your parents have the same house number for 30 fucking or 30 freaking years. So everybody knew it by heart, still knows it probably, but they reached out to him, and or he reached out to her, so she gave him my cell phone number. And he FaceTimed me, which I don't really care for FaceTime, but he FaceTimed me. Now, we were both on the same thing back in the day, chasing chicks strictly, cars, chicks, motorcycles. But to see him, it was mind blowing. I mean, my boy was wearing lip gloss and eyeshadow and stuff, and he was like, hey, what happened to me is what happened, but I ain't gonna come at you like that. We cool, So he started to tell me a story of what happened, because I'm like, dude, what happened to you? You just fucking disappeared. I thought you went back home. And he said that he's been locked up since he was 18. All that time. Can you imagine? That's like 30, 20 something years. But here's the horrible part. So, gives me goosebumps just talking about it. So, he said after my departure, he was in jail, and he got sentenced to like a year or 2 years, or to that fact. But when it started to go downhill for him, and I know I feel like I'm dragging it on, I'll get straight to the point. What started to go when it started to go downhill for him was he got into a altercation. Somebody tried to come at him in a special type of way in jail, and we could both fight back then. We both had skills, and I guess he hurt the dude pretty bad, like cracked a vertebrae or something. So his little 1 or 2 years jumped up to 8, and they sent him to a prison like upstate New York, if I remember. I'm not sure the names of all the prisons. Uh, but he said when he was there, the beginning of the end. This is what basically ended his way of life. As when he got to where he was at, it was I don't know, maybe a 5 by 8 room or whatnot. You got two bunks, or a bunk, a top and a bottom. And he went inside the cell. He met his new cellmate, put his toiletries and bedding and stuff away. He got the top bunk, and he told me that he left out. He went to go use the bathroom. He was trying to act all hard so no one would approach him or nothing. Based off all the movies and horror stories you hear. But he said he messed up because when he came back to his cell, there was a zebra cake and a pack of noodles that was sitting on his bed, and he just ate the. Not ever being locked up before, like locked up. He he ate the zebra cake, and he was asking his cellmate if he had something that he could cook the noodles in, and the cellmate was like, "Nah, dude." He was basically telling him that he effed up without telling him that he effed up, and he was like, "Well, how you gonna give me some noodles, and not give me nothing to cook it with? I'm new." And his cellmate's basically like, um, "No, it's not my responsibility. You're not my responsibility. You a grown man." And he said, "I didn't give you that. That didn't come from me. Why would I give you that? You know?" So a couple guys just popped up in the cell, and they're like, "Hey, we see you accepted our gift or whatnot," in so many words, and welcome to your new home, and we'll be back to collect. And he's like, "Well," his dude's like, "Oh, my bad, I'll repay it." It's like, "Nah, you took our gift basically." And he was like, "Well, if it's a gift, why I gotta pay you back?" So they just bounced, and they come back later on that night, I guess before lockdown, and they're like, "All right, you got two options." And I have heard this before, but hearing it from someone that fuck, I couldn't imagine. So he's like, in YouTube terms, basically, you got two options. It, you know, they pulled out their little swords. They're like, it's either gonna be something on my sword, or it's gonna be, something on my other sword. And the cellmate left, so you pretty much know what happened. They got him, and after that, he said he got transferred to another prison. But I guess your your reputation follows you. I can't speak from experience, but from what I hear. So we got to his new prison. I mean, he said he wasn't there like a day, and they jumped on him. And he said that he probably got raped probably about 30 times in the first 2 months that he was there, and that you know after so many times you give up. And I guess he just said it was he just accepted it, and after so many years he just I guess started to like it. I mean, he said to this day he still drives down both sides of the street, but man, it's just tough. So he also told me that he's like HIV positive now, and man, all that time to be locked up, all that time, and to have that happen to you. But man, I mean, I can't really say the rest, or it's gruesome. The stuff that he told me while we were on the phone that one or two times, I mean, I almost brought tears to my eyes. I couldn't imagine a human being having to go through all that. Man, he gave me permission to tell a story too, but since then we lost contact. Who knows? He probably got in some trouble or something like that. But hopefully that's enough to hold you guys off to give you all the good stuff. Um, so if you want to hear those stories I got coming up, then appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe so you get notified when I drop them. I'm not going to do all 8 at the same time, stretch them out a little bit, but there's more to come. I mean, all 3 of them did more than 10 years, so I'm sure I'll have like 60 or 70 stories, man. From all the craziness that I hear goes on when you're in prison, all the nightmares. Like, I'd rather die than go to prison from the stuff I've heard. But thanks, guys, for listening, and sorry it's taking me so long to drop this content, but I'm trying. All right, like and subscribe.